Right, so this is just a video to just update and say, like, look, I've just found out that I am able to actually get the CCTV footage of the public CCTV of the events that happened with the armed response on the high street. I've found out that I can actually obtain that footage under the Freedom of Information Act. The private footage of CCTV from the stores, those I can't actually obtain, but the one from the actual street CCTV, I can actually get that footage in my possession. They will actually blur out any other faces that were involved that aren't part of it's public, so I won't have to do all that. But then I can actually upload it to show what actually happened and the situation, so that you lot can make your own judgments on whether it was justified or not. Now, personally, of course, I'm biased in the sense that I think it was unjustified. However, I am curious to see on whether, like, people do see it as that they would have thought the same thing or not. So yeah, there's that going to be coming. I don't know how long that will take though. So it could be within the week, it could be month, 2 months, I don't know yet, but I will keep you updated on that process. I'm going to the police station tomorrow to request that footage, and yeah, so brilliant. I don't know if they had body cams, so I might actually be able to get that footage as well. I don't know, but we will see. Because I would like to see the events of what happened and how things all turned out. On a different note, sorry about today with the cooking with Kai. There's just been issues with stuff going missing. Stuff of mine has gone missing. I don't know how it went missing, how anyone knew where it was. So that's a little bit concerning, but hey ho, I'm sure I can find something else. And other than that, it's not really been much going on. I've really been trying to stay out of town. I'm scared to go into town at the moment. After that, it does worry me to walk through town in case, because unfortunately my tripod, my camera stand, does look a little bit like a rifle to some people, and they had thought it was an air rifle. So, but that's what I don't understand. I've been carrying that around. People have thought that was an air rifle, but I've had no issues with that. But a bloody Hoover handle, and then suddenly I'm having issues with that. Like, what the hell? Which is why I think someone is swatting me around here. I don't believe people are stupid enough to actually believe that a Hoover handle is a grenade launcher or a gun. I cannot believe that humans are that thick. Sorry, but it is what it is. It's the truth. So I think it was an intentional thing, and it's like the first time that it happened, it was a machete that I didn't have, and then it's upgraded to a gun or grenade launcher. So what's next? Am I going to be accused for a nuke? Am I going to be accused for a nerve agent? What's next? I don't know. However, swatting is extremely illegal and extremely dangerous. So if it's something that you've thought about doing to somebody, don't do it. Because if they find out who it was that made that call, then you will be in a lot of trouble. And if the person is killed in the event of a false claim, you will be done for murder. Not manslaughter, murder. So don't do things like that. It's dangerous and, frankly, pathetic, to be honest with you. However, what happened has happened. I've discovered that I can get that footage, which I do want that footage. One, because I do feel like actually making a claim, because I think it's caused a little bit of PTSD. I am terrified every time I see a police car pulling up near me. I'm terrified just seeing the armed response vehicles now, because I don't know if they're for me or not. So they terrify me now, and I'm actually scared to go into town, because I don't know what's next. I just don't. The first time it weren't too bad. They weren't screaming or shouting at me. There was none of that. This time round, they were screaming at me, and they threatened to open fire. So I really wasn't sure if I was going to be killed that day. I really weren't sure, and I did a stupid thing where one of my mates, she was behind me at the time, and I turned around to tell her to get out of the line of fire. That could have got me shot, but I was just more concerned about her safety over mine at that time, and but that's what I mean. It was because of something like that, I could have been killed over nothing, over a false claim to the police. And frankly, that has kind of put some perspective into my situation, that I could be snuffed out tomorrow by police because someone has told them some incorrect information. And it is a little bit terrifying. And like I said, I'm now scared to go into town. I'm scared to even have things on me at the moment. Like, even my tripod. It scares me carrying it. It really does. I used to carry it in my hand so that I could record and quickly set it up if I needed to. But I was also actually using it as a walking pole, like a hiking pole, because it does help with balance. But now I keep it on my bag at all times. Like, I do not remove it from my bag unless I am actually recording, and I am now recording right under a flyover because I'm scared to do anything in town. I really am. It scares me so much, and my mentality changed as well. Sometimes I do think to myself, maybe I should have just lifted that handle up, and then things would have been it would have been over. I would have been shot, I would have been killed, and it's a scary thing to think like that. It really is. No one should have to think that way, and no one should ever have to be in that situation either. Like, I've been jumped by armed response more times in 3 months than anyone does in their lifetime, let alone a year or 2 years or 5 years. Like, I have been jumped in 3 months twice. That is a little bit concerning. So hopefully this is the end of it. This is the last of it. This is no more of this. Like, I'm being more careful with what I do. Right? I'm being careful where I go, and I'm gonna be getting a body cam as soon as I can. I feel that it's not just for my safety, but for the safety of everybody else, because in those situations, I think that it's right to get it out there and show what it's like for someone going in that situation. What they show you on TV, etc., is not what it's really like to be on the other end of that. You only get to see the end of the officers, of them pointing those rifles, but you don't get to see what it's like the other end, of the person actually having those guns, those rifles aimed at them. So now for me it didn't scare me. Right, there's reasons for that. I'm not going to go into. There is some military aspect to it, but that's it. Right. So they don't scare me. Guns do not scare me. Death doesn't scare me either. Like, I'm not scared of death. Like, death is a natural thing. We all are born to die. Like, it's just the circle of life. So I'm not scared of death at all. What I'm scared of is someone innocent getting killed in the crossfire. Well, not the crossfire, because there won't be firing in return. It'll be only the police officers are opening fire, but people could get hurt. And for me, I don't care if I'm killed. I really don't. Right? But I do care if someone else was killed because of a false claim. So, yeah. I will be trying to get more videos out once I've settled down a little bit and calmed down. My anxiety is through the roof, and I've been alone since that day. Like, I don't want to be around people, just in case. Like I said, my mate was behind me, and if they did open fire, she would have been hit. She would have been hit. Like, there's no doubt about it. And because of that, I don't want to be hanging around with people now. Because if they jump me again, I don't know if I'm going to be jumped by armed response again. I don't know. I didn't know I was going to get jumped that morning. I didn't know I was going to get jumped the first time. Like, they just come out of nowhere. Like, so I would never forgive myself if I was shot, but I survived. But the person who I was with was killed in the line of fire. I'd never be able to live with myself again. I really wouldn't. Like, knowing that I survived, yeah, we were shot over nothing, but it was still a result of me being with that person, and she's terrified herself, and I feel responsible for that. It absolutely terrified her. When I saw her later that day, she was in shock. She was in shock. And, yeah. I felt bad because of that. I felt bad because of it. And I don't want anyone having to go through that again. Like I said, I'm used to rifles and guns and bullet fire and all of that. I'm used to it. But the majority of people aren't. And when they're in that situation, it is absolutely terrifying for them. Me, I was just getting angry. I wasn't scared. I just wanted to know what the fucking hell was going on, and just I felt I was being harassed, and yeah, and it's already around town. I had a few people come up to me today going, "Oh, you're that guy that was jumped by old Bill, weren't you?" And it was like, yeah, like, how do you know that? And yeah, apparently it was reported on. So, and even everyone was in shock when they found out who it was, that it was me that was jumped by old Bill. Everyone was like, what's it, Kai? A gun? No, he doesn't have a gun, he doesn't have a grenade, no, sure, he's harmless. Kai doesn't go around causing, there's no violence on his record, there's, like, what is this all about? Even everyone else was confused that know me, that heard about it and saw it. They were confused on why this has gone on and why this keeps happening as well. So, but yeah, I apologise that there's not really been much uploads. I'm just a little bit scared to do anything at the moment, and I just don't know what to do. I really don't. I really don't know what to do. I want to make content. I just want. I don't know what I want. Frankly, I'm hoping this doesn't kill the channel. I really do. I hope this doesn't kill the channel because of this. I've got to be so careful. Like, I have cooking knives on me, which fortunately they did not nick me for this time. I had food in my bag. I've got food in my bag now. I've got some noodles in there. Alright. And when they found those, fortunately they did not arrest me for those this time. Last time they arrested me for having a knife in my bag that was for cooking. This time they didn't. So thank the universe for that. Because if they had, that would have been strike 3 and 4. I would have been looking at 7 to 15 year in prison. I'm already looking at 6 months in prison for the knife last time when I was reported for a machete that I didn't have, and I've got a lot on my mind at the moment, and it's it's scary on what's going on. I'm gonna end the video here because my anxiety is starting to really go. My head's starting to go. I will be back as soon as I can. I will try to get a video out as soon as I can. Yeah. Peace out, guys. Stay safe. Be lucky. Be happy. And be careful. Peace out.